There are certainly some deep, esoteric mysteries hidden within the iconic story of Superman that, when understood, can lead us to live our best lives. Most who click on this video are acquainted with Superman and his legendary superhuman deeds as he saves humanity time and time again. His superhuman feats include powerful leaps, the ability to fly, the ability to take a bullet without suffering much harm, and even his ability to see through things and shoot laser beams out of his eyes. Superman, known as Clark Kent to humans, awkwardly hides in plain sight with merely glasses as a disguise. Yet his alien name is actually Kal-El, the son of Jor-El. These names are very reminiscent of many Hebrew names of those whom the ancients refer to as Elohim. Elohim can be translated as God or gods, or even as mighty ones, a common description for some angels. When referring to the mighty angels known to the Hebrews, the four most notable are Michael, or Mikael, meaning who is like God, Gabriel, meaning strength of God, Raphael, meaning healer of God, and Uriel, meaning light of God. Notice all the El endings for these angels? El at the end of each name signifies that all of them bear the name of God in their name. This is no coincidence, as the allegory of Superman, or Kal-El, signifies a god among men. In many ways, the Superman story is a parable for Jesus Christ. Both share the exalted theme of the sun being in the constellation Aries, also known as the Lamb or Ram. Aries season begins on the spring equinox when the light overcomes the darkness and days become longer than nights. In making this claim, we must further explore the themes represented by the Aries constellation. While many are aware that John the Baptist called Jesus the Lamb of God, understanding the archetype of the Lamb involves recognizing its tendencies to rush forward without much thought, symbolized by its reputation for ramming its head forward. Similarly, Superman repeatedly rushing to the rescue to save the day embodies this aspect of the Aries archetype. Yet Aries is also known as the Son, S-O-N, of the zodiac. Clark, the alter ego for Kal-El, known for having an adoptive father, Jonathan Kent, also had a superpowered father, Jor-El. Similarly, Jesus had an adoptive father, Joseph, and God as his real father. The concept of the I am, the self, identity, or even the body of man is another theme represented by Aries. Identity is central to the message of Superman, as he presented himself as Clark Kent to the world, while only those who truly knew him recognized his real identity and divinity. Jesus shared a similar experience, being referred to as the carpenter's son by many, yet recognized as the Messiah by those who knew him best. Having laid that foundation to understand the meaning of the Aries constellation, let's explore the central theme of the Superman story, which revolves around the configuration of the sun exalting in Aries. The sun symbolizes power and divinity, and when combined with the theme of Aries that we've already revealed, it supercharges the concept of the I am, the body, the self, the sun, the identity. Both Superman and Jesus fulfill these archetypes, embodying the powerful and divine aspects associated with Aries. In saying this, the comics and movies depict Superman as a pure-hearted individual who seeks to bring justice to the world and restore harmony to the planet. Similarly, Christians assert the literal claim that Jesus made restitution and brought equilibrium back into the cosmos. Some regard this as the greatest story ever told, while others view it as mythology, allegory, or the opposing view that it's a literal fact. Regardless of belief, there is scientific, astronomical evidence that should be considered regarding the time of Jesus. Those familiar with our content would already understand the precession of the equinoxes. This phenomenon entails our stars shifting into different positions over time. For example, during Aries season, the sky appears as if it's in Pisces, one constellation away. Over the next few hundred years, Aries season will resemble more of the sun being in Aquarius, two constellations away from its proper place. However, one thing to consider is that when Jesus was on Earth, everything in our cosmic system was placed in its rightful place. Aries season was in Aries, Pisces season was in Pisces, and Aquarius season was in Aquarius, and so on. This cosmic alignment serves as measurable evidence even today. Using Kepler's law of planetary motion, we can analyze the position of the cosmos and observe how things were during that time. Yet, when it comes to truth, there is a microcosm within the macrocosm, meaning there are layers of multiple truths and meanings. Understanding the concept of Jesus as the Messiah in the context of all the truth on earth, it could be said that Jesus is the one who obtained nirvana. Jesus himself said, "Take up your cross and follow me." The lamb or Aries represents the head of a man. The head is a reference to one who begins or leads, and Jesus should be seen in that context as someone we all individually should seek to emulate in obtaining nirvana. Nirvana is a state where one overcomes suffering, overcomes unhealthy desires, finds peace and bliss, and ultimately finds enlightenment. The sun brings all light and life. When it buries itself in winter, most everything loses life force. Yet, when the sun illuminates once again, it brings creation back to life in the spring when the sun reaches Aries and exalts. Similarly, in the story of Superman, when he suffers a terrible defeat and all seems lost, the sun recharges him, giving him power, life force, and bringing him back to full strength. We shouldn't lose sight of the fact that Aries also represents our own bodies, and these stories accentuate and point to our own development. We should examine the power of the sun and the effect it has on our bodies. But first, we should understand this in the context of our world, which has gone through a lot in the last few years. People have had increasing struggles with depression and anxiety as we pass through a phase where many didn't get out and mingle as much. Yet this knowledge of the cosmos was known by the ancients, and now modern science backs up the concepts found in the stars. As embodied in the astrological principle, sun exposure is known to affect our bodies in these ways. It increases vitamin D production, which helps bone health, immune function, and overall well-being, bringing us closer to our full strength. The sun increases serotonin levels, which helps us be in a better mood, which also decreases risk of depression. It improves our ability to sleep at night when we have had sun rays during the day, helping us connect to the cycle of the sun. It increases cognitive abilities. Interestingly, Superman through the sun also had increased cognitive abilities, such as the power of super hearing. The sun helps to lower blood pressure through the release of nitric oxide into the blood vessels. It helps regulate metabolism and can contribute to weight loss. The concept of the sun exalting in Aries can be traced back to around 300 BCE. This alignment is even engraven in the Dendera zodiac, which dates back to at least 50 BCE, which we have covered in other videos. However, it is more likely that the principle of this exaltation was known in ancient Babylon and even older periods of Egypt, which is often called the mother or cradle of civilization. Truly, these cosmic principles placed by God in our skies deserve to be acknowledged as the mother of all sciences, as they were once revered by the ancients.